Chitta and Chitta Abhasa. Me and my own mirror image. So me, this is me. There are multiple mirrors around me. So this mirror is when I sit in my office. Here I am an employee having an ID card. One mirror says that I am a father and I should be ABCD with this son because this is the niyamas of a father. This mirror says I am a, what am I? Any other identity because my imagination is very low. Sorry? Husband. Sorry. So who did that? who threw that bomb here? Husband. This is the identity of a husband. So we, in generally, a human being looks at this mirror and pretends and imagines and lives as that mirror image. Bhairava helps you to break it and say that you're not the image, you are you. Right? So the mirror of the banker disappears, mirror of the IT professional disappears, and you, that is me, for the last few years, in my life, it has been me who's sitting in the bank. It is me who's sitting in the IT company, and I'll be what I am, and Bhairava will protect you. Because you think that if you talk back to that one boss, you lose that one job, you'll come to the streets. Bhairava says, hey, that boss, that company, that moment, it is all just illusions. That doesn't mean tomorrow you go and fight. Not asking you to fight, that's why we kept it on Saturday. So that Sunday you forget a little bit of what we're talking here. Monday you can keep your job. Right? My journey, can I give my example that is easier and safer? The mirror broke. And it broke so spectacularly that I am the Aghori who's sitting there in front of my boss, the poor chap who has somehow worked all his way there and he's like handling 10 units and I'm 1 unit ahead. He's there and I'm like, he's facing the Aghori in the office. So Bhairava continuously makes you that Aghori. Dressed in blazer, t-shirts, shorts, sitting in a movie theater, sitting in the pub, wherever you are, Bhairava breaks that mirror. So that you don't believe that which I reflect onto, mirror nahi hai, tu hai. Mirror is not the main thing that you. So Bhairava breaking the identity is not chaos, it is actual silence. It is shunyata. And in your life, this is going to happen. You will find that mirrors collapse left, right and center. How to be the ideal daughter-in-law, dangerous subject. Son-in-law. I'm not the ideal son-in-law, ask my mother-in-law, she's here. I'm not the ideal son-in-law because I was always the Aghori. So Bhairava loves you to be you and he breaks the mirror that you thought was your actual reflection. Nah. Mirror get out? Yeah. Everywhere. And you know what? He protects you there. Thereby the repercussions of you being the Aghori in front of your poor boss who's like 10, 15 years elder, kitna lifelong has struggled and come there now, he's at the peak of his pride, happy, relatives ke, like in between his relatives he's so well. Usko bhi phat de deta hai. Bhairava. And he protects him also, gives him also the highest states of realization. So the identity that you have identified with is actually the mirror that is reflecting you and you put yourself into that state, but that is not you. This is you. Right? And he protects you. The protection part is also taken care. So, he knows, iska mirror, ye mirror toot hai. This mirror is breaking, he's also ready to catch you. Dog, Vahan, dog is there always. Dog never leaves. One time you feed, hello. One time you feed your stray dog on your street, middle of the night if you're walking, like somebody is walking behind you, kaat dega. So the fall part is also taken care. But don't forcefully go and fight with your boss. My life, I've been like that. I've been like that because so that life of a monk, if I'm living the proper life of a monk, I will not be able to teach you this. Right? Because I don't have the actual experience, bodily experience of what it feels like when the boss says that, "Arey, tu maine knocker hai." And to stand up and say, right now dharma is breaking and I'll be protected, I stand straight. Like Sri Rama in front of that boss. And who protects Sri Rama? A state will come when Hanumanji appears as Bhairava only because the tattva within Hanumanji is Bhairava. So he protects you. Don't go and fight with everybody. But as the mirror breaks, get ready. Storm is coming. You will be safe. So the mirror image is breaking. Chitta remains Chitta Abhasa. Chitta's reflection based on the mirror. I am me. I don't have a name. The body has a name. Reflection may say I'm a banker. Banker nahi hu. Actually banker nahi hu. Actually I am the Atma. So the reflection, he will continuously break every mirror and align that space. So the career space hai na, that aligns perfectly with the Atma. He will align you there. When the skull falls. After the skull falls, akele hi jaloge. That is when you ultimately realize I was always alone only. Stop and break down those mirrors that you think that a mirror also should. My mother also should accept me as she accepts now. There were times when even she would not have made much sense of me, right? But that doesn't mean she is bad or I am bad. We were both operating on our timeline. So the path to Bhairava is a lonely path. He walked with the skull alone. He didn't ask the entire Devaloka to come on everybody, let's walk with Brahma's skull. Brahma is sitting there crying. He state, I went to this height and he's taken my skull and he's asking me to walk with him also. Brahma will sit aside and he will learn what is it that Bhairava is doing. So Bhairava of the bloodline, the one who has come to liberate the bloodline will not make sense to the bloodline. Until the state comes where he breaks their mirror also and everyone will align to them. Until me and my dogs, nobody aligned with us. Of course my wife would be there in the car all the time. I would pack 2 dogs, entire dog championship shows, meat, different types of sprays and all that, because they prepare these dogs, make them look like, they're all this, and you're taking all the native breed of dogs and fighting with 20 lakh Doberman. Bade rich ministers and all, they'll release their Doberman. Doberman you get for 5,000 also, but they will import from Germany, and they will import Huskies, which cost 8 lakhs. Husky you get for 10,000 also, but they import for 8 lakhs, and with them, I'm going with my Rajapalim. This foolish fellow, he writes so well. He writes exceptionally well, but he always talks about Rajapalim. A dog, if you visit Rajapalim town, you'll find that the stray dogs in Rajapalim town is Rajapalim dog. Right? But ultimately, you won't believe the people with 20 lakh dog and all, they went nowhere. But me, I'm sitting on multiple clubs founding, and the main members of the Kennel Club of India, they're very close to me. They call me. I never call them. Abhi bhi wo habit nahi hai, because that was under to Kali, right? So they call me. So ultimately, when the skull falls, everything aligns to you. Until then, nobody will look at it. You are alone. Unless you can get up right now and prove that, no, 2 people have agreed. They are going to burn with me, with my dead body. You're wrong. Then I'll accept I'm wrong. Until then, Bhairava path, he walked alone. That intense fight, he takes off the head of Brahma, then a lonely walk. So most of you are in the lonely walk. You're just looking at your father and thinking, he never understands me. Even right now you call my dad. He's going to sit on a stage and talk to, he should be going to his office here. What is he doing? Because he spent his entire life, till the last day, away from the family, working in a government job. That's his understanding of what life is. But today 500 people are here trying to understand life from me. But you explain that to him, he will not understand. So the question is that do not expect even your own family to understand you. Bhairava made sense to nobody but to Kali. But ultimately, the Bhairava path is a path of loneliness. It doesn't mean you will live in loneliness, you'll be alone. In the samsara. Don't try to convince others that your path is right, your path is wrong. Uska, that is not your thing. And some of my shishas, they text me and say that, yes, I love your talk, I'm Kali, I feel like breaking everybody. You're still looking at others, it is still a mirror. The chitta, Abhasa is now the mirror, pretending to be Kali. Kali doesn't want to destroy anybody. This image, it is within you only. Your state where you do not give a damn whether what the other person thinks. You are not your body. It is just the perfect embodiment of your karma. The Atma is within. We tend to keep the mirror at the heights and imagine that which I see of myself in the mirror is the highest. It is you again in Maya. If there is somebody or some place that you want to make an apology, just make it and get detached from it. Right? If something is continuously tricking you that I wish I had said this right, kar do. If it is not making sense right now, in sadhana path after a few months, maybe a year, you will feel like even if they don't accept my apology, I'll just make it and keep walking now. Vairagi Bano. Right? When Bhairava took the blood from Mahavishnu's forehead, we know that, right? It's mentioned in Skanda Puran. Ultimately, Bhairava also knows why he's doing that. Mahavishnu also knows who that is. But for that moment where they had lost that Shiva Adhara, he had to take that blood to give realization of what it is.